Unhinged is a movie that stars Russell Crowe, and after a case of road rage between Russell Crowe's character and another character played by Caren Pistorious, this road rage turns into a case of violent acts and revenge. This man will stop at nothing. Unhinged is out in select cities now in theaters. I went and saw this at the movie theater, so movie theaters are open. Concession stands aren't open. And I'll just say, thank God, Bloodshot was not the last movie I saw in theaters in 2020. Now let's talk about Unhinged. Russell Crowe, man. This might actually be my favorite Russell Crowe performance because it's him unhinged. Like, that's essentially what it is. He goes ballistic. He plays a psychopath right down to a T. He's got it nailed. It seems like he's having fun in the role. It's really the first time we've ever seen Russell Crowe as a villain. I bet he thought that in his head too, that this was the first time he was essentially playing a villain, and he just completely owns it. He goes ballistic. He goes berserk. It was really fun to watch Russell Crowe in this movie, and Caren Pistorious is really good in the movie as well. This movie also takes the concept of road rage, something not seen in a movie all that much, and tries to create a story about a violent, vicious psychopath. Everything else surrounding the concept and the actors themselves didn't really click with me in this movie, unfortunately. This movie, I feel as if, tries to be the next Falling Down. It's as serious as it is. The writer for this movie actually wrote a really underrated thriller called Red Eye. Did he write Cellular? Please, somebody comments in the comments section if he wrote that movie Cellular, which is another underrated thriller. This dude has a track record. It's just, I don't know what he was really thinking with this movie, because the dialogue's not that great, first of all. There are so many lines, so many one-liners that feel they are ripped out of a 1990s action movie, which at times this movie feels like it is a 90s action movie, especially the last 20 minutes or so, which I thought were the most enjoyable part, mostly because I'm a sucker for 90s action movies. The rest of the movie felt as if it was just trying to take itself way too seriously, like it was trying to be the next Falling Down, or the next, like, Natural Born Killers or something like that. That's a weird comparison too, because that movie's more about glorifying mass murders in the media and glorifying serial killers in the media. It's more along the lines of Falling Down. The movie tries to encapsulate all of those movies, and it just comes across as tiresome after a while. Many of the characters in this movie make the worst decisions you could possibly make. It completely baffled me. And then there's just some things where it's movie logic, but then in your head, you're questioning whether or not that's even plausible in real life. But then you start to question, is that movie logic? I don't really know, because there are so many things, there's so many devices, I will say. Maybe not plot-wise, but there's like objects in this movie that just appear. And it's like, how did that get there? I don't really understand how these objects end up in the place that they are. I guess movie logic, but does the movie's logic even make that much sense? I really don't think so. These characters, other than the main character, Rachel, just completely off the rails. I didn't really care about a single character in this movie. The thing is this movie opens with a little bit of backstory regarding Russell Crowe's character, who's known as Man in the credits. He's just known as Man. So when the scene opens up the movie and it's focusing on the man and what he does that makes him so vicious and violent and such that complete psychopath, the movie just shows us what he does and how he does it. It never focuses on the why. I never got enough backstory with Russell Crowe's character to understand why he's like this. I understand how he is. You can just assume that he's a dude who just hates society. I don't know. It didn't mesh with me why he was doing what he was doing. How he was killing these people, I thought was fine. What he was doing, I thought was fine. I thought that all of that was developed, but I think that's why I didn't really care about him as a character. Anytime he got punched or knocked down, or like he walked into a room or something, I was just like, what's his deal? There's also a little kid in this movie that is the son of Caren Pistorious' character, and while he gets better as the movie goes on, at first he was really annoying, and at times he feels like a burden. And that was something that didn't sit well with me. I think there will be enough entertainment value in Unhinged. There's times where this thing goes completely berserk, goes over the top. Russell Crowe goes ballistic in this movie, and I think it's actually his best performance. It's one, if not, it's one of his better ones. And just the concept of a movie dealing with road rage is actually something that hasn't been done all that much. But despite having some of those entertaining sequences going over the top, there are many more sequences that seem like it just cancels all of that out and feels like it's recreating falling down for a new generation. And you connect that with piss poor dialogue, really bad character decisions, and just characters that I didn't really care about or understand why they were doing what they were doing. I wanted more out of this movie, I guess, and I didn't get that. I'm gonna say you will enjoy Unhinged with only half a bucket of popcorn. I'll say this, I mean, at least it wasn't terrible. I wasn't welcomed back to the movie theaters with a terrible-ass movie. I left the movie theater in March on a terrible-ass movie in Bloodshot. Like I said, thank God, that's not the last movie I saw in 2020 at the theaters. So guys, what did you think of Unhinged? I want some feedback. Drop me a comment in the comment section below. I'm a little bit busy in terms of my schedule this week, so my review of New Mutants might be coming a little late, and I'm also seeing Tenet a few days early. So, Tenet will come first, I think, and then New Mutants. So, further down the road, if there are late reviews, don't be alarmed. It might be like a few days late. So, just so you know, you guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.